The Apple Watch Series 10 is here. It has the biggest display ever. It's also the thinnest Apple Watch ever, making it even more comfortable on your wrist, whether you're running, swimming, or sleeping. And it's the fastest charging Apple Watch, getting you 8 hours of charge in just 15 minutes. The Apple Watch Series 10, available for the first time in glossy jet black aluminum. Compared to previous generations, iPhone XS or later required. Charge time and actual results will vary.
This is your moment, your time to shine, your comeback. You're ready for the next step in your career, and you want an education employers respect. So you're not just going back to school, you're coming back with Purdue Global. Backed by Purdue University, one of the nation's most respected public universities, Purdue Global is built for people who bring their life experience into the online classroom. Purdue Global, Purdue's online university for working adults. Start your comeback today at purdueglobal.edu.
Hello, I'm Brittany Martinez, a senior producer here at Wonder Media Network, and I'm excited to be guest hosting this episode of Womanica. This month, we're diving into the Divas of history, examining how the label has been used from many angles, whether describing women pejoratively or with admiration. Today, we're going over the femme fatale of the golden age of Hollywood. An actress whose glitz and glamour could turn the tragedies in her life into a career spanning 5 decades. Let's talk about Lana Turner. Lana was born on February 8, 1921 in Wallace, Idaho, an only child. Even as a toddler, Lana was no stranger to the stage. While her mother was modeling for a charity fashion show, she bolted onto the stage and proceeded to dance. According to her mother, she was the highlight of the evening. But as she would grow older, life would deal her a heavy blow. When Lana was just 9 years old, her father was killed after winning a sizable amount of money gambling. The crime was never solved. Without her father, Lana and her mother struggled financially. Her mother then developed respiratory problems. At the suggestion of a family friend, she moved her and her daughter to a drier climate, Los Angeles, California. Lana enrolled in Hollywood High School. She had no plans of becoming a star. She didn't sing, dance, or act. She did have good looks and great presence. But that's what makes her Hollywood folklore all the more interesting. One day, she cut typing class to grab a soda at the local cafe. While sipping her drink, she was approached by a talent agent who asked her a simple question. "Would you like to be in the movies?" Her response? "I'll have to ask my mother." With her mother's blessing, Lana walked into the Warner Brothers studios a few days later. There, she met director Mervyn LeRoy, who not only signed her to a weekly contract, but gave her her first movie role. Released in 1937, They Won't Forget follows the story of an ambitious attorney hell-bent on sending a teacher to jail when he suspects he murdered a student. Lana played the student in question, only appearing on screen for a brief period. Yet the director made it a point to dress Lana in a tight skirt and sweater and poised her as the object of desire. Her appearance, accentuated by a form-fitting sweater, made such an impact that people dubbed her Sweater Girl. When Lana saw the film, though, she was uncomfortable with the way she was shot. She recalled that after the premiere, quote, "Mother and I crept out of the theater and stumbled into a cab, not knowing what to say to each other. I held myself very self-consciously, trying not to bounce." Regardless, the film would launch her career. That same year, LeRoy left Warner Brothers and made his way to MGM with Lana in tow. She starred in film after film, often cast as the ingenue. The most notable might have been 1939's Dancing Co-Ed, where she received top billing, and met and eloped with her co-star Artie Shaw. The couple created a media storm, but the marriage wouldn't make it through the spring. The couple parted ways, and Lana took on a new look. Once an actress praised for her auburn ringlets, Lana dyed her hair blonde. She took on a new, more serious role for her 1941 movie, Ziegfeld Girl. In one of her many iconic shots, Lana breaks down in the shadow after a breakup with her lover. But as soon as she comes upon a grand staircase, she straightens her back and descends with grace to the tune of a full-blown orchestra. The film released to high box office returns, and Lana became the it girl of Hollywood. Tabloids followed not only her popularity in films, but the bevy of lovers and suitors she entertained in her private life. She dated bandleader Tony Martin, drummer Buddy Rich, and was even rumored to be the mistress of famed actor Clark Gable. What really shocked her fans and even her studio was news that Lana had eloped again with restaurant owner Steve Crane in 1942. They already had gotten married when Lana realized Steve's divorce from his first wife had not been finalized. Lana annulled the marriage, only to realize she was pregnant. She begrudgingly remarried Steve and gave birth to her daughter, Cheryl Crane. But Lana divorced her husband yet again in 1944 and entered another chapter of her career. Lana became one of MGM's most sought-after actresses. She starred in The Postman Always Rings Twice, a now classic film noir that has garnered her the title of femme fatale.
I've made a big mistake in my life, and I've got to be this way just once to fix it.
They hang you for a thing like that.
Oh, but not if you do it right. And you're smart, Frank. You'll think of a way. Plenty of men have.
In the mid-1940s, she was one of the highest-paid women in the U.S. She even bagged herself a millionaire in Husband Number 3. But by the 1950s, Lana's movies had lost steam. After 18 years, MGM did not renew her contract. Her name never left the headlines, though. In spring of 1957, Lana met Johnny Stompanato, a mobster. Their affair graced the pages of many magazines. But all that changed on April 4th, 1958. Lana maintained that she had attempted to break up with Johnny, and he flew into a rage. He threatened her and her family, all while her 14-year-old daughter listened from her room. The fight escalated to physical violence, and in a panic, Cheryl grabbed the knife and stabbed Johnny, killing him. That night, the cops and the media descended upon their house. The court case took hold of Hollywood, blurring the lines permanently between Lana's private life and public persona. When she took the stand to support her daughter, reporters compared her testimony to movies she had starred in. The killing was ruled a justifiable homicide, allowing Cheryl to go free. And Lana's career gained its second wind. Lana's new movie, Peyton's Place, and later 1959's Imitation of Life, focused on the complicated relationship between a single mother and her daughter. That eerie similarity to Lana's life filled theater seats, received critical acclaim, and kept her booked and busy. Finally, Lana's career came to an end. First, she moved to theater, and later television. And not one to give up on love, she married and divorced 3 more men, totaling 8 marriages in her lifetime. She's quoted as saying, "My goal was to have 1 husband and 7 children, but it turned out to be the other way around." In the spring of 1992, Lana was diagnosed with throat cancer. She passed away on June 25, 1995, with her daughter by her side. She was 74 years old. All month, we're talking about divas. For more information, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Womanica Podcast. Special thanks to co-creators Jenny and Liz Kaplan for letting me sit in. As always, we'll be taking a break for the weekend. Talk to you on Monday.
At Ritual, we know what goes into a magical holiday season. The potluck planning, the gift giving, the spreadsheets. This new year, take a moment for yourself with simple, daily rituals that help you put your foundational health at the top of your to-do list. Rituals Essential for Women 18 Plus Multivitamin is a clinically backed multivitamin featuring 9 high-quality key essential ingredients to help you fill key nutrient gaps in your diet. Or maybe you're stressing your daily protein intake, or you want to double down on support for your gut microbiome. From plant-based essential protein to 3-in-1 pre, pro, and postbiotic strains with Symbiotic Plus, Ritual helps you focus on supporting your body after a long season of juggling everybody else. And for a limited time, do it with 30% off a 3-month supply at ritual.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
I'm Nicola Coughlan, and for BBC Radio 4, this is history's youngest heroes. Rebellion, risk, and the radical power of youth.
She thought, right, I'll just do it. She thought about others rather than herself.
12 stories of extraordinary young people from across history.
There's a real sense of urgency in them, that resistance has to be mounted, it has to be mounted now.
Follow History's Youngest Heroes wherever you get your podcasts.